Hi, my name is Kim Vermark. I am the author of the book series, The Chronicles of Nadine, which is medieval fantasy. And today I'm going to be speaking to you about the inspiration for my spy in book 2, which is The Fire Within the Storm. So I based the character on the very real espionage unit in World War II called the Romeos. And not many of you know that this was a legitimate espionage unit which trained men to be able to target female civil servants from West Germany and to be able to try and get secrets out of them. So I don't know how many of you have read the book, The 5 Love Languages, which is a wonderful book on how to be able to communicate with your spouse, with your children, in business. They've got a whole bunch of different versions. Well, these Romeos probably could have written the book at that time. And so what you might realize about The 5 Love Languages, if you have read it, is that it covers 5 different ways that we can communicate with people to show our affection or high regard with them. One of them is words of affirmation, the nice things that you say to people. And then there is acts of service, kind things that you do to help people out. And the 5 different languages, which you can read about more if you decided to buy that book. And if you are interested in the book, you will find it in the descriptions at the bottom. I'll have the link over there. But basically, our Romeos were really good at this. So they would be able to find a woman that was lacking in that area. And our particular character in this book, she was definitely lacking in that area because she had a father who didn't give her that kind of affirmation. And this particular character, who's going to not be named at this stage because I don't want to give it away, but he really knew how to smooth talk her. He knew all of the right things to say. The Romeos had to find women who had long working hours, and it was really difficult for them to be able to form romantic attachments purely because of the working hours. And they would just plant themselves in just the right place at the right time, that she would accidentally come across him, and then it would be that like, oh, fate meant us to be together. So he was that kind of person. He was just in the right place at the right time. And when she came out and she had a problem, he solved that problem for her. He helped her. He did acts of service. He had a gift for her because as the primary breadwinner of the family, she didn't have enough money to spend on niceties for herself. So there's little gifts and things that she wouldn't have been able to buy for herself. He just was able to service all of those needs. And that's how he lured her in. And for those of you who have got a stronger mindset, you might think, oh, well, like what kind of a person falls prey for those silly pranks? Well, the fact is that in the World War II, this unit was trained to do specifically that. And the one woman that I researched, she was in a relationship with the man like us for 14 years. She went to prison for the secrets that she actually released from the government to him. And the interesting thing that she said is that after all the years that she spent in prison, and she now lives alone with lots of dogs, I think it was dogs, it could have been cats, but I think it was dogs. She lived alone with all of her dogs. And she said that if he were to walk into the room that very next day, she would take him back, even though she went to prison for him. Because what did they do? They knew how to make women feel special. They knew how to make her feel loved. They were not the kind of men that were involved in one-night stands that just got up and left. They formed emotional attachments with these women so that they could get the secrets out of them. And they actually believed that it was their civic responsibility. In fact, one of the Romeos actually said that he served a much better role than what many soldiers did because he was able to solve wars just through words and not through bloodshed. And he said, what is worse, bloodshed or being kind to a woman and getting secrets that can help end the war? So that is how they felt about it. Now you may think, what does this have to do with anything? Well, the reason that I write many of the scenarios that I do in my book is because they actually have got something to do with real life. Why do you say that has got any relevance? Well, today, there are a lot of women from different age groups that are allowing themselves to fall prey to predators. And predators know how to survey the landscape, how to see what threats and opportunities there are, and they know how to harness their skills to bring down their prey. And so I would say that if you have got a teenage daughter, get her to read this book, because she's going to find out a lot of things about the bad elements of predators that are out there. Now, that's not to say that every man is a predator. No, not at all. That's not what we're saying. What we are saying is that take care that when you have got issues that are unresolved between you and a parent, that your mindset does not get into a place where you are tempted to fall prey to a victim. Have a strong self-esteem to be able to stand your own ground and to be able to differentiate between who is legitimate and who is not legitimate. So I want to thank you so much for watching this video. And remember, if you are a new author and you want to create fantastic words and great editing, self-editing for your book, check out ProWritingAid. I really used it for a lot of the things that I did before I submit to my editor. I still use it to this day because it's almost like a mentor and an editor all in one. And if you want a link for the ProWritingAid, please check it out below. And let me know in the comment section if there are any other characters you want me to speak about, or any other issues, or the history behind some of my characters and some of the research that I've done. So I want to thank you again so much for watching. Have a super day. Bye for now.